Kitty, you're supposed to say something. If you're gonna sit in the chair, you gotta do the job. Oh, this music's too loud. Calm down. There you go. Okay. Hey guys, what's up? Happy Friday. How you doing? Before I sit down, I have a little bit of food all ready to go for Chen, who is our betta fish over there. You can tell he's waiting for it because he looks mad. So I'm going to show you how to feed him just because I think that's cool. I'll tell you about it after I get back because I'm not mic'd up. Okay, you gotta let me see if you can. Okay. You gonna stay? She's about to leave, but she might have changed her mind. How you guys doing? Hi Hazel, hi Kitty. She finally did it. She turned into a cat. Ever since I read about Professor McGonagall doing it, I've just been trying for years and years. Although I feel like she also transformed into a dresser or like a wardrobe or something. I don't know. Hazel got flying today. Congrats. Another Hazel party. What's up, Hazel? Kitty stream. Cats are like that. Yeah. Forgot today was on YouTube. Was sitting on Twitch. Yeah, that's on me. My schedule's weird. Welcome everybody. So I hope that showed up on camera. I've been feeding him lately one pellet at a time like that with this pair of tweezers. And I like to soak his food ahead of time so that it's already absorbed all the liquid it's going to, so that it doesn't do it after he eats it in his tummy, because that would suck. That'd be uncomfortable. So, done that. His water level's a tiny bit low, but I'm going to do a water change for him after the stream anyways, so we'll get him all sorted out. He's been doing all right. I want a cat. You do. It's great. I wanted a cat for years and years and years, and I wasn't allowed to get one. I wasn't allowed to get one. My mom didn't like him. My sister was allergic. I was allergic. I don't know what happened to that. And then I grew up, and then I moved out, and then a few years later, I got a cat, and it was everything I ever dreamed it would be. Very few things are just as good when you get them, when you've wanted them for so many years, but getting a cat was exactly what I wanted it to be. Although, to be fair, I did get the best one. Thought you were just teasing him, couldn't see the food, he ate it so fast. The other nice thing about doing it that way is that because I made, this one, so my last betta Fleta was very good at finding food no matter where it was, and this one gets very easily distracted. He's very enthusiastic about eating, but he's not super accurate. So if this way I can make sure I have his attention, and then I know he's going to eat it and not like get distracted, so he eats all the food I put in the tank, which helps keep it cleaner. Thinking about getting my cat a friend. I hope you're doing great today, Hazel. Been to a lot of these streams. About to go to the movies with a group of 7. Oh, that's fun. What are you going to see? What's your cat's name? Don't think I've heard it. Yeah, it's because we mostly just call her Kitty. Her name is technically Kira, K-I-R-A. But, you know, I don't know if she knows any of her names. She's just cat. Your fish is so pretty. Thank you. Could never live without a cat living with me. It's very, very, very nice. I would be quite lonely without her. Because she checks in on me. It's super cute. She seems to have like a sixth sense for when I'm like stuck in like a bad headspace or a bad mood. Or just like I've been like on my computer too long. She like comes over. And she'll get up on her back legs, and then she'll tap your elbow with her front paws and be like, yo, hey, sup? How you doing? And then usually I go see her, and then it's all better. Hazel quit stalking me. I found out about the slimy pets yesterday, and then he saw you posted the video this morning. Man, I was a day late. Darn. Finally got a proper stream notification for YouTube. So for today's stream, I want to just kind of take care of some things that I wanted to do anyways. I need to play this mage a little bit because I need to do 2 more dungeons, Motherlode and Tol de Gore, and then I'm going to be able to I'm going to be able to craft my Silas Sphere of Transmutation, which is important to me because then I can, if there's one of the things it can turn into gives you more procs when you're crafting stuff, and I want that because I'm trying very hard to be rich. So, also while I'm here, I can painstakingly individually check on my auctions and the enchants that I'm working on. No big deal. Throw that up there. And then, let's see, I want 2 of these because those are up for a world quest today, so I'm doing those in 2 stacks. And that one can go there. Enchanting is like really competitive on my server. You have to be kind of resetting all the time, but luckily I tend to be in the mood to do that. Works out. What about these? Let's see, let's do 1, 5. And I understand this could be a lot faster with TSM, but I like being like, by doing it manually just right now, I'm kind of in the mood for it because it plugs me into the price trends. By doing it manually, I have a more accurate grasp on how much things should cost. So it just gives me a little bit better data to work off of when I'm trying to decide when to like buy at the bottom of the market or something. Cloth set. Isn't that nice? That's the, that's just benthic stuff. That's just cloth benthic. That's all it is. It's wonderful. I also really like the Tide, something. Tide, I forget the second part of the word, but the Tide something set, a different color of that, but it's like a little bit more green and white. Mage, not a leather wearer. I dig the leather benthic set. I like the male benthic shoulders. So item level of the item from time walking. So the item from the end chest is a 415. You get a normal Eternal Palace cache for doing your 5, like for doing the weekly event. The actual dungeons themselves don't drop that high, but the end piece is pretty good. I got an Azurite piece that I have not simmed yet, but I should because I think it's going to be wearable. Okay, I'm going to put together a group, and we can do normal, we can do heroic. It doesn't really matter. I'll probably do it in normal just because it'll be faster. I'm going to rip through Motherlode and a Taldazar, and then I'm going to craft my thingy-do. I'm going to be very excited about that. Other things to do today, just kind of, I had some thoughts, but I forgot them. Patrick Murray, thank you for becoming a member. Welcome to the Scroll Squad. Appreciate the support. The 2 auction houses in Stormwind, there sure are. This is the hipster one. There's the main one in the Trade District, which is not my favorite one to be at, and the Dwarven District is my place. Although if it becomes too popular, I may move. I tend to not like a crowded auction house. I don't know why, it doesn't matter, but the only downside of this one is there are, or at least there were, yeah. So right over here we have some Darnassian refugees, and there used to be some right, like in the auction house or right beside the auction house. Maybe they're still there. Oh, like over here? And they say things like, undercut again, will people's cruelty never end? They like yell at you for auction house stuff, and it's funny, but also it works, so I might need to move. I got a 430 weapon last night, so excited. Congrats, that's awesome. Especially depending on your class, like the weapon is huge. Huge. Hazel, hope you're having a wonderful day. What's up, Laura? Done time walking in 5 different characters, trying to grind badges before the next WoD time walking. Yeah, I originally was gonna do that, and then I didn't. It's a good event to grind badges on because Wrath time walking goes so quickly. I think it's the most efficient of the time walking. I feel like BC is the worst. Wrath and Mop are pretty good. Cat is hit or miss, but like you can really chew through Wrath time walking dungeons. I'm gonna start a custom group. This is just for a normal Motherlode. And title is gonna be Hi, I'm Hazel. This is in the custom section, and I'm looking for a healer, a tank, and 2 DPS to come with me on this very easy dungeon that I need for a thing that came out a while ago. I don't like people crowding me in the auction house, especially on the gnome. I think part of it is that I feel bad that I don't see, like sometimes people will try to talk to me, and I don't see it because my chat is very much spammed by my add-ons. I have Trade Skill Master saying things constantly. So, I often won't see it. NBC is a nightmare to heal, so overtuned. I think it's like a perfect storm of being a little overtuned, and the mechanics are so old that a lot of people don't know them, and the mechanics are so old that class design has evolved past them. Specifically, it's problematic with dispels. There's a lot of mechanics in BC that are assuming that you have access to a spammable healer dispel, and that's not a thing anymore. So, yeah, BC's rough. Draenor time walking is terrible. Was it? I had a pretty good time in it, but I didn't do too many of them. Still looking for a healer for this. Yeah, no, I don't mind the Draenor ones. But then again, Draenor, like, I remember those dungeons, and they were pretty short, too. I feel like the Draenor ones go by pretty quick. I remember watching you when you had, like, 30 viewers was one of them. Glad to see you doing better. Well, thanks. Not that there was any shade on past 30 viewer Hazel. You know, she was doing great. She was living her best life. She still had this cat. Her hair was brown. I didn't have colored hair back then. Okay. I'm going to queue us up. I need Motherload, and then also I might just go straight into the Tol Dagor after this if anybody has time. Let's see, Motherload. I very much appreciate that they listed the dungeon name in the queuing interface in all caps. Like, that's just the name of it. It's great. My hunter had the Silas Sphere for a while. You'll love it. I was hesitant to get it because I was hesitant on this one just because I didn't think, like, I'm not going to be really open world playing the Mage very much. I really want to just kind of sit my butt in front of the auction house and craft things to sell, and that's kind of going to be the end of it. Like, I'll go get the rank 3 recipes wherever I can. Luckily, the new ones are just from a world quest in Najatar, and I've unlocked that, so it's fine. But, like, I'm not going to be interacting with the cauldrons or anything. I'm really just going to be, to my knowledge, unless there's some other benefit I haven't considered, I'm just going to be, like, stacking up materials for the sake of, stacking up materials to craft potions with, and then logging in, using the item to see what I get, and then if it's not a potion of prosperity, which it probably won't be, 1 in 4 chance, then I don't craft them and I just wait until I get lucky that one time, and then I make them all. But it should be a pretty good, extra procs to sell, and I've been doing well off potions just to begin with, so I'm excited. I should have been holding on to my Zinanthid to craft Abyssal Heals after I make the Silas Sphere, but I didn't really know how long it was going to take me. I also needed to craft a cauldron, and that needed its own whole stuff. I needed a lot of anchor weed. I ended up farming some this morning. But turns out I'm going to get it today, assuming that I can get through these 2 dungeons, because I need the Motherload item, I need the Tol Dagor item, and then I need 1 Hydra Core. Oh, darn it. That's why I should be on normal or heroic or mythic. Oops. Okay, we'll do Tol Dagor on heroic or mythic, because I do need 1 Hydra Core, and heroic and mythic dungeons are the only ways to get those. That's why I hate playing characters that are not my main, is because my main has like 70, hundreds, possibly even thousands of Hydra Cores, because I don't use them for anything. I'm an enchanter, and I just need 1, but no, they're soulbound. Hey, Hazel, how's the progress going? You mean the raid progress? Or just like my life or my height? I don't think I'm getting any taller, but I haven't checked in a while. For raid, our raid is taking a break this week. I know it's the 2nd week of raid, but apparently, like, Comic-Con happened, and half our raid went to Comic-Con, including both of our tanks, so we didn't really want to do it without them, so I was guesting. I was a guest in another guild on Lightbringer this week, which is very fun. I think we're finishing the rest of that raid on the weekend. And we cleared 6 of 8 again, so I didn't get any gear, but I did get a bunch of AP. Plus, I can look at my guild spreadsheet and see that just me and my partner, who I brought with me, are the only ones that have actually cleared 6 bosses so far, so I feel pretty good. I did this in the wrong order. Do you plan on playing Classic? Solid, maybe. Maybe crossed with, I don't know, crossed with, I didn't know that the contracts give you the rep while doing world quests in the other areas. It's really, really good. I've had a few people have that reaction when talking about contracts, so I put a note about it in the vlog that's not up yet. Just in case there's anybody that will help, because it's really helpful. I got most of my Rust Bowl rep from that. I actually haven't been to Rust Bowl yet today. So the item I'm looking for is called, let's see, oh no, it crashed. Trying to load profession interfaces while in combat with TSM enabled, even if you're trying to opt out of TSM, iffy. Does not always work out. Okay. Silas's doodly bop. Silas's thingy do. Extremely precise vial. So there's like specific mobs that can drop them. I'm assuming that the drop rate's going to be high enough that it won't be a problem. I guess I can always just run it on heroic after if needed. Razdunk's Alchemists. I can stand these bombs, right? Yeah. Int buff scrub. You're not wrong. You're not wrong. I did forget. Snooters are meant to be capybaras. They are, and it took me a really long time to figure that out because I knew they were something. I knew they were something that I'd seen online, and I was like, "What is this animal?" And I was like showing it to all my friends. They're like, I know it's a thing, but I can't remember what the thing's called." But you're right. It's a capybara. They're a real animal. I used to know more capybara facts, but I've run out, which is a real shame because I don't want to like tarnish my reputation as capybara fact master, but I'm out. That's all I got. I couldn't even tell you what type of animal they are. I want to say marsupial, but I don't think that's right. I think everything, that's like my guess for everything, and very few things are actually marsupials. Did you watch the Produce 101 finale? No, I've actually never sat down and watched Produce 101. I've never seen it. I know the concept. I'm familiar with like the groups they come up with, but I've never actually sat down and watched an episode. You can grab stuff from the Wago website. Oh, weak auras, yeah. Weak auras, if you're trying to make your own weak auras, that's really probably what's getting you. Nobody that I know makes their own weak auras. Some people do, but those people, like, I liken making your own weak aura to like, it's like the watered down version of writing your own add-on. Like, you can do it. And some people do, but for most of us, we just get the ones that the smart people made, and then we use those. And that's totally fine. There's no expectation to make them yourself. Usually, the only adjusting I'm doing to a weak aura is changing where I want it on my screen and maybe how big it is, and that's about the extent of my customization. So this seems like a likely area to have alchemists that will drop me my thing. Also, this is a very dark area, and I once again have a lot of glare in my monitor. The afternoon streams are awful for that. There's like a lot of sun in this window, and even with the blackout curtains, this monitor, there it is, that's what I needed. This monitor's got a lot of glare. I'm getting Stratholm vibes. They're semi-aquatic rodents, the largest rodent in the world. Oh, I know there was a scene involving capybaras in one of the recent David Attenborough nature specials on Netflix. I don't remember which one, but there was something about capybaras in there. I remember it was like drinking from a river, and there was a tiger or something that was like gonna maybe eat it, but then it didn't eat it. Spoilers. Also, I'm a slime. Oh, man. Stream on YouTube always, not Twitch. But when I stream on Twitch, people say the same thing. What if I made you guys duel? Not gonna do that. It would be funny though. Husband writes his own, but he's a programmer. Yeah. I think it would be a fun project sometime, but certainly not something that most people need to stress about. Did you get the underwater map for the Murgle trading game today? I sure did, and what's more, I recorded it, so I can finally put together a video that will be too late for anybody to need it, but whatever. About the Crimson Tide styling, because I do have one now. I do, the one benefit of playing on your bank halt is you can see in chat whenever your auctions sell, and it's very satisfying. It's very exciting. And I feel like maybe when I get my Brutosaur mount, I might just migrate all of my auctions over to my priest. I don't really see why not. It's nice having like the empty clear bags for holding on to stuff, so it might be valuable to keep a character as storage. But if I'm on my priest and I have my stuff with me, I guess, if I can keep my bags clean enough, I can just play it, and then when I see that somebody bought something, then I can just pull out my auctioneer mount, auction dinosaur mount, and just post another one, like right there. I would know right away. It would be really handy. Or like I could be waiting for a mob to spawn and just like resetting my auctions. The possibilities, you know, the mind really boggles. Very exciting. Are you a scientist? Absolutely not. I mean, I think everybody's a little bit of a scientist, but that's just because it's fun to learn things. I don't think that makes you a scientist. I like the color of turquoise cyan in your hair. Thank you. I like it too. I was nervous initially about the concept of having such contrasting colors in my hair. I thought maybe they wouldn't fade well, or they would like mix or something, but they actually, I really, really like the way it turned out. I'm totally down to do that again with like a wider spectrum of colors in my hair at any given time. I wanted to color my hair the way you looked before the colors, but now I want what you have now. It's so pretty. Oh, man. I mean, if any of you are around Portland and you want the hazel hair, I can set you up with my hair lady. You can just go and say you want the hazel. She will be thrilled. She's opening her own studio. I think she gets to move into it pretty soon, like next week. Just got Crimson Tide Stallion today, too. I was so delighted. I actually found out about it the way I've always dreamed of finding out about it, which is by just checking the vendor. I never really wanted it to be this big stressful thing where I like saw it up in WoW head, and then I saw that it was on some shards but not other shards, and you have to get in war mode, then you have to turn off war mode. Like, I didn't want that. I didn't want that life, and I just went to Nazadar this morning just to do my dailies anyways, and I put my cloak on and check Merle, and he has it. And I was nervous because my tentacle taco was in my bank. I had bought one on a previous stream, and I didn't want to accidentally spend it because I had done that before. I didn't want to accidentally spend my tentacle taco, like you do. So I had stashed it in my bank, and I wasn't sure if it would let me purchase while it was in my bank, but I didn't want to leave the zone because I didn't want to reset my shard just in case the Crimson's Tide Stallion thing was shard specific. Where's the thing? Is it over here? There it is. I can confirm that it did allow me to spend my tentacle taco from the bank. I did not have to go get it, and it was quite exciting. Got your flying yet? Oh yeah. What key is this? Normal. This is normal is what it is. I'm gonna do Toldagor on heroic. If you guys want to come along, I will just queue for it. If you do not have time, feel free to leave. No hard feelings. Toldagor, yeah. I would do Mythic 0, but my keyboard's like really far, and I'm definitely not playing at capacity. It's science when you write it down. I feel like science once you can get it published in a nice peer-reviewed journal. That's some science right there. I ain't buffed, I'm learning. Any culture Masu left over? Yeah, I had a little bit after lunch, actually. I have discovered, you know, growing up, dessert was always an after dinner thing. That was the whole point. It was, you would have dinner, and then after dinner you had to have dessert. So if I was having sweets or dessert, it would be an evening thing. And as I got older, it became like a late evening thing, because as I've gotten older, I've started eating dinner later and later. Like, as a kid with my family, we would eat dinner usually between, like, 5 and 5:30 p.m. in the afternoon, so 24-hour time, like, 17 and 17:30. And then, as an adult, that hour has slowly pushed back farther and farther to the point that I need to make dinner early on raid nights, just so that we can be done eating by 7. I start to think about dinner at 6:30, and I start to make it at 7, and then it's ready at like 7:45, and then we eat, and it's like we're not done dinner till 9. So, if I then like eat dinner at 9, and then wait an hour until I want dessert, it's like it gets really late, and I don't really want to eat anymore at that time. So I've started having my dessert of the day. Not that I have it every day, but if I have something and I'm gonna have a serving in a day, I've started doing it. I stepped on that earlier, like for breakfast or after lunch or before lunch, like weirdly early times of the day, but that's when I want it. It's not that exciting. So will I get a Hydra Core at the end of this dungeon because it's heroic, or is it a random chance? I don't think I've done heroics really on this character, so maybe that's why I don't have any. Do you like Pip's original donuts and chai? So good. I don't know if I can say that I've had that, which is weird because I've tried a lot of donuts around here. Had to reshard several times to get the taco. Oh yeah, for the taco for sure. The taco actually, people have been really good, or at least they were last time I was trying it, about posting groups on the group finder for Murloco. So I was able to, several times actually, 3 times in total, find a group in the group finder, go join the group, buy the thing. Because the first time I bought the wrong taco. And then the second time I accidentally spent the taco. And then the third time I stashed it in my bank. I'm like, this is the taco. This is the chosen taco. There will be no additional tacos. This is the only taco there will ever be. And I'm keeping it and I'm using it for my Tide Stallion. And it did work. I'm in the red and I'm super happy. You could have just used your Argent Squire. Can access your bank. No, actually, I don't have an Argent Squire set up. Usually by the time I get done with my Argent tournament stuff, I'm like, you want me to do what for a bank access? So I have the Argent Squire, but I don't have the saddle for him. I don't think I have portable bank access. I have portable mail, I obviously have repairs with vendor mounts. I have portable transmog. I don't have portable bank access. And for the most part, I don't use it. I barely ever keep anything in my bank. And they've done a very good job, I think, at letting you craft from your bank. So I was hopeful they would let me purchase from it too, which they did. It worked out. Hazel, do you like Taliesin and Avitel? Of course. I feel like that's a weird, like... I feel like you're asking me if I like pie. Like, of course I like pie. It's delightful. If you want a guaranteed one, you need to do a mythic. Alright. Well, if I don't get one from this, then we can run a mythic something. Like, oh, we could do like a mythic freehold to try and get a parrot mount. I don't eat before noon or after 7. Better for your system. So I understand what you're saying, and it sounds very reasonable, which is out of character for you. So I don't know if you're messing with me or not. I never know when you're being serious. Yeah, I know a lot of people set up their eating habits like that. I find I function a lot better in the morning if I've had something for breakfast. If I try and skip breakfast and wait till lunch, I can totally do it, but then I end up kind of being a little slow in the morning and like procrastinating and being like, oh, well, I'll do better after I've just had some lunch. So I'm just going to do nothing until 11 and then have lunch and then do work. Which is all solved if I just make myself a gosh darn piece of toast in the morning, so. If you don't need to take it out of the bank to use it, would you not still be able to use it by accident? That's actually a very good point. That's a very good point. The other thing that prevented me from accidentally using it is I completely deleted, not just disabled, I completely deleted the Merle trading game Weekora, because it automatically buys things for you, which automatically spends stuff. It's a very good Weekora. It's very handy to have, but it accidentally spent my taco, and I didn't understand enough about what was going on to prevent that. I'm sure there's ways to do it that it won't accidentally spend your taco, but I just completely got rid of the Weekora and instead used the Merle.io website, which you can enter in the mats you need for the thing you want to buy, and it'll tell you the order to visit the vendors and what you need to buy from them. So I have 2 monitors. I can just look back and forth. It's no big deal. And that's actually really nice because I've been doing that every day to buy the follower XP item, because I'm trying to level up Hunter Arcana, and their quests suck. So the faster I can get him, her, I didn't check, leveled up, the better. Hazel, do you like pie? Yeah. And if you asked me my favorite type of pie, I don't know if I could tell you. As a kid, it was cherry pie, but have you tried blackberry pie? And also like a strawberry pie or a rhubarb pie or a pecan pie. I'm very much about the fruit pies. I'm not, like, pecan pie, I understand pecans aren't a fruit, but I'm not as much about, like, chocolate pies. I understand the appeal, but it's not really my thing. But I used to have a deal with my mom. We used to have all kinds of wild blackberries growing on our property growing up. And she always told me, if you pick enough of those blackberries to make a pie, I will make the pie. And I was, like, sick. Although not yet, because that word was not used in that way at that time. But that was like the best deal ever. It was such a good deal. And these blackberries, they're not like the big bushes. They were growing on vines on the ground, and they were very small and kind of tart. So you could eat them on their own, and I did. But they were really good once you got them into a pie. Do you do anything with rhubarb other than pies? Me, no. Actually, I don't know if I've ever made a rhubarb pie. I've eaten a lot of rhubarb pie. I mean, you can make crumble, which is just pie when you messed it up, but you still want to eat it, right? I guess some people set out to make a rhubarb crumble, but I feel like those are the people that don't believe in themselves to make it into a pie. Yeah, no, I don't think I've ever even purchased rhubarb. But now you're kind of making me want rhubarb pie. Key lime pie, hot apple pie. Have you seen the new Shane Dawson episode? I have not. Marionberry's pretty good. I'm very confused about the overall general concept of Marionberries. Like, we have a lot of it around here. Like, Marionberry and also boysenberry. You'll find both of those words on yogurt containers here in Portland. Did they make those up? Are those a real berry? Like, I'm not trying to be real dumb. Maybe it's a real berry, but it sounds like a made-up berry. Like, what does a boysenberry taste like? Or a marionberry? It sounds like just like a combination between a blackberry and a raspberry. Like, are they... It's real. It looks like candy. Are they, So my next question then is, have they been intentionally cultivated? Are they like a natural thing that occurred in the wild before people, or did we somehow do that? Because I feel like there's something not quite right about marionberries. You could buy a marionberry to try it, just one. Just go to the grocery store and put one marionberry in a whole cart, put it right in the middle, and then walk up to self-checkout and be like, they are natural berries? Weird. I feel like it's a type of blackberry? Only like apple and strawberry pie in the same pie? Apple pies are like nice and reliable. Although I feel like for a while I went through a phase of being like, oh, I want pie, but I don't want to make it because I'm not very good at it. Pie crust is still something I haven't quite mastered. So I would buy pies from the grocery store, but those ones, like, you know, you get them in the cardboard box, and the filling's always pretty good because it's hard to mess up pie filling. It's just cooked fruit and sugar and spices, but, like, the crust was always, like, sad. It was, like, a really cardboardy sort of crust. And the pies were cheap. You're like, wow, I could pay, like, $3.50 and get a pie. That's great. And then you eat it, and you're like, oh, that's why. I haven't done that in a while, for sure. Bonjour. Bonjour. How was tiramisu yesterday? It turned out not optimally, but it's still delicious, and it's still definitely going to get eaten. All the flavors are there, and it did solidify and firm up a little more overnight, but it's definitely more of a tiramisu-style pudding than it really is a proper tiramisu. It does not hold its shape when you cut it, and I can't really blame the recipe. I've made that recipe before, and I've made a very pretty tiramisu from it in the past. I just didn't firm up the custard enough. And I know what I did. That's my favorite line, actually, when I die in a dungeon or in a raid, if it's true. But usually I go, I know what I did. I know what I did, because that, like, just to establish that, because there's all, you know, when somebody randomly dies for a dumb reason in a dungeon, sometimes there's confusion of, like, do we need to tell them so they can correct it, or I usually know what I did. I just did it anyways. Chicken and veg pies and brekkie pies. What's in a brekkie pie? Have you tried guava pie? I think it's my favorite. I don't think I've ever tried a guava. I've heard of guava juice, and maybe we have that, but it's definitely not local here, so I don't think I've ever tried it. The Marion cultivar is a blackberry developed by USDA. Thank you. All right. So maybe boysenberries are legit. And I'm not saying marionberries aren't real berries, but that's what I wanted to know. I had a feeling. Pie has a lid. Oh man, I know what you're talking about. Used to be able to buy boysenberry soda, pie, and jam. Oh, okay. My first Hazel stream, and I come into a very in-depth pie conversation. I love this. Welcome, Katie. How's your week been? Yeah. It's only 3:30, and you guys already got me going about food. Usually that's like a 4:15 to 5-ish thing when I start getting really hungry. Tips on leveling pets. Yeah, farm pet charms. Don't bother leveling it the old-fashioned way. Farm pet charms off of world quests. If you have the teams to beat them quickly, that's great. If not, they'll scale down to the level of pets that are not leveled yet. And then just buy boost stones for, like, the key pets that you need. I did a video on Beginner's Guide to Pets in BFA that lays it all out, if you need any more details. Hi, Hazel, you doing Mythic? Absolutely not. I'm doing, like, the bare minimum that I need to do to get my Silas's Alchemy Sphere on my Mage. So I'm doing Heroic right now because I'm trying to... Well, I needed an item off of Just Hallis, which I got. And then I'm also trying to get a Tidal Core because I need one... Is it a Tidal Core or Hydra Core? I don't know. They could take all of those items out of the game completely. All of, like, the dungeon drop BOE crafting items. Sanguicells, Hydra Cores, Tidal Cores. Take it all out. I wouldn't notice, and I wouldn't mind. I would not know the difference, honestly. This is making me hungry. Enjoy a classic chicken pot pie, even though they're kind of junky. I feel like it depends on how it's made and what's in it. Like, if you have... I mean, actually, I don't know what goes in chicken pot pie. There's veggies, right? I feel like there's peas. I don't know, boysenberry is that weird flavored IHOP nobody wants. Oh, when you said marionberry, I thought you were saying Maryberry. I see. I see. Maybe they made the marionberry and called it the marionberry because they were big fans of Maryberry. Because I feel like, assuming that the USDA really developed marionberries, Mary Berry may predate Marion Berries. She might. Mary Berry will tell you that pie has a lid. Oh, man. Hazel's making me feel bad. Husband can hear the stream and he's upset because I haven't made the blueberry pie I promised. Oh, man. I feel that. I'm very careful to not say if I'm thinking about making something now because I don't want to get my partner's hopes up. Because often I'll say I'm thinking about making something and it's a good solid, like, 3 to 10 weeks before I actually make it. If I ever do. And if I say, maybe I'll make some cookies, or I like put the cookie stuff on the grocery list, then I've really set him up for heartbreak. I always die in this fight, like almost every single time. Now that there's this graphics a little better, but oh no. The maybe it's the cannons. I never notice the cannons or like look at the cannons, and I always like forget about them, and they get me every time. But we made it. Heroic Toldagor. I got a staff. Actually, I got an upgrade staff. Holy butts, that's better than my 370. All right. I don't think I have a Hydra Core. I think I need to do a Mythic. Tidal Core? That's a Y. Tidal Core. Did I get one? No, I did not. Is that what I need? I'm trying to make a cauldron to put into my Silas Sphere is what's going on. Yeah, no, I don't have it. I need a Hydra Core. Okay. I need one Hydra Core. So let's do a Mythic Freehold if you guys are down for it. I will make us a Portal to Borealis. Because apparently it's guaranteed from a Mythic. Boysenberry is the best syrup at IHOP? I don't think I've ever eaten it at IHOP. It's the International House of Pancakes, right? Unless they made them pancakes and burgers, but like, I don't know, do they have waffles? We don't go out for breakfast. Like, that seems like a very stressful thing to do. Given our dog, like, you can't leave the dog alone, so you either have to take the dog with you, and I don't think they're going to let the dog in IHOP, or you have to find a place that'll board the dog, which usually won't be open by the time you want to be having breakfast. And then if somebody was, like, dog sitting the dog for some reason, and we could go, like, breakfast is the easiest thing ever to just make at home. Whereas, like, other meals, like, I totally get going out for, like, dinner because then you don't have dishes, especially end-of-the-day dishes when nobody's really in the mood to be doing dishes. Or, like, lunch, if you're out, you can just pick something up and not have to worry about it. But, like, breakfast, you can throw breakfast together so fast. And I've never really understood the appeal of, like, a really big breakfast. Like, for me, breakfast is just enough to get you until lunch, which is when the good stuff comes out. My grandmother, or my great-grandmother, actually, I had a great-grandmother who was from England, and she would do a proper English breakfast. It was a huge spread. There was, like, stewed tomatoes and baked beans and fried mushrooms and eggs and sausages and, like, all of these things. It was a huge table full of food. And we would go there after church on Sundays sometimes. And I never really, like, it was delightful and really cute because it was just like a nice family thing, but I never really understood the appeal of eating that much first thing in the morning. Like, it was very heavy food. Waffle House? And to get the Hydra Core, you have to use your Alchemy Transmute to turn the Tidal Core into a Hydra Core. Transmute. Aqueous. Okay, Tidal Core and some water. Okay. So I still need a Tidal Core then. Either way, doesn't matter. Just give me one of them. Black pudding. I remember my grandfather always used to tell me and all of my cousins to eat the mushrooms because they'd make us glow, and I think he thought they were healthy. I'm going to set the dungeon difficulty. It is now on Mythic. Wait, is it? Did it work? Dungeon difficulty, Mythic. Mythic. Oh, no, you got to zone out. Oh, no, you're not zoned out. You're in war mode. That should be fine. Dungeon difficulty, Mythic. I'm going to reload to try and let me fix that. Not a transmute, a conversion. Just had that for dinner, Brenner. The problem with Brenner is that as as somebody that doesn't eat meat, most breakfast foods are quite devoid of protein. Like, you can get some, like, huevos rancheros with, like, the beans and the eggs and stuff, and that's got some protein, but for the most part, like, if I'm doing breakfast for dinner, I'm making, like, waffles or crepes with, like, fruit and whipped cream and stuff, and it's delightful, but there's, like, no protein there. Mythic. I don't know why I cannot set this to mythic. It's because we're leave instance group. That's why. Okay. We all need to leave instance group. We'll still be in the regular group. Yeah. And then I can go dungeon difficulty mythic. Okay. We got there. Oh, I didn't think of that at first either. I don't think Canadians know about second breakfast. You mean we don't know about The Hobbit? Of course we do. I think this is set now. Maybe somebody will get the parrot mount. That would be cool. I just want any living parrot. Like, the mechanical one is good. Okay, we are on mythic. That's good. The mechanical parrot's great, but it's no... Where's the... So I know there's a red one and a green one. Is it red freehold, green islands? Is that what it is? Is that right? Say hi to me, Hazel. Hi, Dark Knight. How are you doing? I love English breakfast, but I usually have coffee and porridge. I need to get back into an oats phase. Is that something I can use the Instant Pot for? Can I Instant Pot myself some morning oats? Or, like, breakfast or something? I've been on a very big toast rut where I'll do one piece of toast, and then I'll either fry an egg and throw that on it, or I'll just put peanut butter on it. Those are my two options. And I've been having that for breakfast for probably 2 years. I used to eat bagels, but they were too much bread. They were delicious. I love bagels, but it was like, I never had any, my husband leaves for work, so I don't have anybody to, like, split a bagel with. I guess I could wrap up half a bagel and put it in the freezer. Is that sad? Is that a sad thing to do, to, like, or I guess I would defrost it because they're already frozen. Eat half a bagel, put the other half in the fridge, like some kind of a sad lady who can't finish a bagel. Phil Jamaican, thanks for the super chat. Always here when I notice my free super chat. Appreciate it. Red freehold, green islands. Okay, I want the red one. I want the red one. It just looks more like a real parrot. I'm sure there are green parrots. Dudes, actually, okay, so you know what hang on, how far do I have to back up to tell this story? That's not a story, but the thing that I want to talk about. Okay, I'm backing up to the part where I'm trying to be more deliberate about how I use my phone, and I'm trying to use it for things that add value to my life and that are not just trying to monetize my attention. So when I pick up my phone, and if I have, like, an urge to, like, check Instagram or Twitter or whatever, and I know that's not what I actually want to do, instead, what I've been doing lately, or if I want to kill some time on my phone, but I don't want to, like, do it by checking news that I know is going to bum me out, what I've been doing is I'll go to my photos instead, and I go back and I look through all of the old photos that I've taken, the places I've been, and that's been a really good habit for me, because it makes me, like, it helps me reflect on what I've been doing for the past 5 years, and think about where I want to go, and, like, remember things that I used to do that I like doing, and remember things that I used to do that I didn't like doing, and, like, it's good for me, and it's also really fun. And I had a brief phase. I don't know how long ago it was. It was briefly after I got my first, like, proper camera for the channel. I no longer film vlogs with it, but I still have it. It's the Canon Rebel T6i. And I had just gotten it, and not only was I using it to make YouTube videos, I was like, man, I can take pictures. I'm gonna be that person that thinks I'm a photographer when I'm not. So I wanted to specifically take bird photos. So I got myself a zoom lens, and I would, like, go out early in the morning. And I was looking through all these different bird photos that I'd taken over the years. And at the time, I thought they weren't very good, but now, I really like them. I still don't know if they're good. I don't know anything about what makes a photo good, but if I like it, and it was a fun thing to do, then I think that's good enough. So I'm kind of feeling like I want to do more of that. I don't know when. Also, it requires going outside, like, early, and then I have to take my dog, because I can't go for a walk without my dog. That's just mean. And having a dog with you is not very conducive to bird watching, funnily enough. So, I don't know. That's just kind of where it's not. I guess it's not really a story, because stories have a point. That didn't really have a point, but I've shared now. My Instagram is hazelnuttylife. I post approximately 7 times a year. Bagel thins, they're half the thickness. Yeah, but, like, the whole point of what I want about it, the thing that brings me bagel joy is, like, how chewy and, like, it's like pizza crust. It's crispy on the outside and it's chewy in the middle and it's delightfully bready and you just know it's filled with carbs. I prefer onion and everything bagels with just butter, not cream cheese, but just butter. Or like back when I was near Tim Hortons, I would do their jalapeno bagels. I like the savory bagels, and I don't want it to be crispy. It's like thin crust pizza. A thin crust pizza can get out. We can save it for all of those people that want it, which I know is a lot of people. I know it's really popular. I don't care. I don't want it. Get it out of here. It's a stupid cracker. It gets soggy, and it's not satisfying. I don't want it. Hey, tell me what Hazel's drinking through the straw. Nobody knows. It could be anything. It could be tea. It could be coffee. It could be water. It could be juice. It could be elixir. It could be vodka. I mean, who's to say? Is the fish alone in the fish tank? That fish does live alone, yes. That's a betta fish, and as far as he's concerned, he has earned his territory, and he is much better off not feeling like he needs to defend it from anybody. Some betta fish can do really well with tank mates, but typically in like a 10-gallon tank, he's in a 5-gallon tank, and while that's a good size for him by himself, I would not put any other fish in with him in a 5-gallon tank myself. Let's see. What does she have? What does she have? The thing that brings me bagel joy is the way Hazel says bagel. Oh, is that like a Canadian thing, or am I just dumb? When I was a kid and I would pronounce things incorrectly, my parents would correct me so that I didn't make a fool of myself. But once I grew up, people stopped doing it because they didn't want to embarrass me. And I can go my whole life not knowing I'm saying something wrong. But sometimes it's a Canadian thing. Like, from home, we would call pasta, as Americans call it, pasta. And I think it's hilarious when Americans specifically, if it's coming from an Italian, then sure, you know better. But when Americans go, it's pasta, like they're Italian or something, they should see the way they pronounce French words. But, bagel. What do you say? Bagel? Bagel? Oh, boy. Hazel's very opinionated about food. Yeah, and it's more of a recent thing. I don't really know what's up with that. It's cute, though. I don't hear anything different about the way you say bagel. Say bagel 10 times in a row so we can hear. Oh, no. Milo, thanks for the super chat. Hey, Hazel, just want to say thanks for inspiring me to try pet battles and dungeons. Having a blast. Keep being awesome. Thank you. That's so sweet. Is there a reason why you prefer the camera so far out? What do you mean? You want it? How you guys doing? Nobody needs to see my teeth divots. Oh, man. I feel so validated as a Canadian. Everyone says pasta, but I say pasta. Yeah, so a lot of things that are Canadian things, like Z versus Z or degrees, I stick to what I grew up with, despite the fact that knowing that it's not what people around me use, because I don't want to be completely washed of my very minimal identity. I feel like as a Canadian, I have a cultural identity, but it's not like a real big deal. There's nothing incredibly important about any of my Canadianisms, but they're out there, and I would like to preserve them. I don't want to be completely Americanized. So I insist on saying Z and not Z. But with pasta specifically, if I am around Americans, I will actually mentally check myself to say pasta, just because they make such a big deal about it. They think it's so funny. Ewan, thanks for the super chat. Hazel, you have to tell me what's in the mug. It's breakfast tea. It is English breakfast black tea. I was real sleepy going into the stream, and I knew I would need something. So I need to make sure I'm switching it with water, though, because I have talked before, and it continues to be true, that black tea will fry my voice if I'm, like, sipping on black tea and also constantly talking. So I gotta remember to hit the water. Oh, my character's camera. Oh. Oh, yeah, that's just so I can see what's going on. It's really fun when I play my gnome because you can barely see me. It's great. I just like having a wider view of mechanics. I feel claustrophobic if I'm zoomed in any farther than that. Oh, the game camera. That makes way more sense. I'm looking at my camera being like, this is normal, right? What's weird about this? Skin's really clear. Thanks. It's okay. It's been doing better. I'm wearing makeup, but I find that the level of my skin is directly correlated to my stress levels because I have the poor and unfortunate habit of picking at my skin when I'm like really anxious. It's not a good habit. I'm very much working on it because I'm very much not happy with it, but you can tell my skin's bad because I've been damaging it. Keanu is Canadian. It's a winning hand there. There's a lot of Canadian celebrities. Some of them are more proud of than others, but depends on what kind of circles you run in, I guess. How do you say llama? Llama. Llama? Llama. Now I'm questioning it. I don't remember how I say llama. Llama? Llama. 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 Have you met them? They're so sweet. They're so funny. They can be, like, kind of grumpy if they're grumpy, but they're, like, so soft. I like the way you say about greetings from Sweden. I don't hear the about, but I recognize that it is there if I get going really quickly anyways. Wish I could stick around, but we're doing the last boss of hard mode Mecha-gon. Ooh, have fun. We haven't done any hard mode runs. My guild was talking about maybe putting one together. And my initial impression was like, I totally want to go to that, but I feel like it's a little ambitious because it took us some doing to get through Mecha-gon for the first time on normal mode last week. I feel like maybe we want a few more weeks of gearing up and getting used to normal mode Mecha-gon. But we'll see. I'm hoping to get through a run with them this weekend, but if not, maybe we'll put together something on stream. Going for shark bait? I hope so. The real reason I'm here is I need a hydro core or a tidal core. I'm still getting them mixed up, but I know if I have one, I can get the one I need in order to make my alchemy tool of the trade. But the reason I picked this dungeon, because I could have done any mythic for that, the reason I picked this one specifically is because I would love shark bait. That's like my most wanted BFA mount. Hazel, do you have any reptiles? I don't think so. No, I don't. I have fish. I have one cat, one dog, and a bunch of fish, and that's it. I went through a phase, which I think was kind of YouTube-induced, of being like, it might be cool to have a snake or like a bearded dragon or something one day, but I don't want to go too wild on the animals. I go through good phases and less good phases in my like overall motivation levels. And when I'm in a good phase, I'm like, I feel great and I'm going to feel great forever. I can look after 50 plants and 100 fish and 7 dogs and it's going to be great. And the thing I have to remember is that I don't always feel like that. And when I'm having a less good week or month or year, I am not capable of taking care of that much stuff. So I have to try and limit what I get just to make sure that I can take care of all of it, because they're living creatures and their needs are more important than me just wanting to have stuff. Also, I can't tell if I'm afraid of snakes or not. I don't know if I would be afraid of my pet snake if I had a pet snake. I've never held anybody else's pet snake. I've held like garden snakes from growing up and like playing outside. I've held like the little skinny wiggly ones that would like get warm in the sun. I've held those before. But I've never held like a ball python or anything. Tea is great, but drinking it through a straw. Yeah, it's really nice actually, because one, well, it's a metal straw, so it's not a disposable one. Secondly, I don't have to tip my cup, and I don't know what the word is for it, but prone to being so distracted, or so focused, I guess you could say. That's a nice way to put it. I can be so focused on one thing that I am not allotting enough attention to other things. So if I'm trying to multitask, I'll be like watching something or playing a game and drinking, or streaming and drinking, and I will pour it all over my face. Or the same thing goes if I'm trying to walk and do something. Like, this is why I cannot walk and text, and this is why I don't play outdoor AR games anymore. I will walk into things. I can really handle one thing at a time. So, yeah, not having to tip the cup means that I can more reliably get it into my mouth without spilling. I spill a lot less since I got the metal straws, because I used to spill constantly. I used to spill my beverage, which was mostly water, for that reason, because it's easier to clean up, at least once a night. I used to spill once a raid night. It got to the point that I went on a road, I went away for a few days once, and we had our raid leader, who is our friend, he used to be a roommate, lives in the area. We had him house sit for us. And when I got back from my trip, I looked in my kitchen cupboards, and they were filled with children's sippy cups so that I could drink things during raid without spilling them and having to get up and go, you know, find a towel and clean up the mess I've made. Oh man, Hazel does not have a real strong Canadian to boot. I mean, you haven't heard me when I'm drinking. Can you just say llama for the next hour and 10? I'm good with that. Free stream content, love it. Tidal core that you turn back into a hydro core. Okay. I'm eventually going to turn this into the thingy that lets me make more free potions, and that's really what I want. You need for making fire-baked pizzas. What do you need, like a pizza stone? We used to have a pizza stone. I remember very specifically, my parents would line the pizza stone with cornmeal to prevent the pizza from sticking to the stone. And that flavor, the flavor of like that cornmeal powder, is very much associated with homemade pizza to me. And they made really good pizza. My uncle used to do these like ones with like goat cheese and artichokes and like a Mediterranean pizza, but like a really amped up one. It was awesome. Oh, I love that we're clearing this trash. I hate skipping up the side. I can do it, but I hate it, and I always trip, and I always pull extra stuff. This is why I'm not good at Mythic Plus. I think I'm just inaccurate at jumping. So I'll like either accidentally jump off a thing if I'm running down a hill, or I'll try to jump up something and then I'll fall off. And I can control my character fairly well when I'm on solid ground, but when I jump, sometimes I fall in a direction I just didn't mean to. And then that's usually when I end up butt pulling something. So, all the way over here. And I'm going to pop Lust for us because I have the power. And cooldowns, see if I can remember how to actually do a little teeny bit of damage. Not much. Enough. I never put on my new weapon. I should have put on my new weapon. One of my first times running this dungeon, the leader of my group, who was one of my guildies, was attempting to explain the cannon blast mechanic. And I had the cannon blast, and I did a fairly good job of keeping them like really tight together. Oh no, okay. And he complimented me, and I was so excited that I had done it well, that ever since then, I'm like really intense about trying to do it optimally, just because somebody said I was good at it once. So now I have to do it perfectly forever. It's like my thing. Okay, and a tidal core, and a keystone, and a cauldron recipe. Actually, that's nice. I got a cauldron recipe. And a Heart of Azeroth level. No mount, but that's okay. Any of you guys get one? Thank you for the run. I really needed that. Also, I just realized my monitor is a good 10 inches left of where it normally is. I had moved it when I was filming the vlog right before this, and I never put it back. Okay, so thank you guys. I am done with dungeons for probably today, actually. So I'm going to... Actually, I can make a port. If anybody wants a Borealis port, I can do that. I think they call that clumsy. Yeah, that sounds like me. Ball pythons are sweethearts. They're noodle puppies. I've heard, and I've also heard that they're not very active and wiggly. I've heard that corn snakes are very wiggly and ball pythons are kind of chill. So if I was likely to get spooked by... a wiggly snake, then a ball python would be a better choice for me. But I just don't think I really need one. Okay, I'm going to learn my cauldron recipe. I'm going to... I think I can do this all here, can I? I had to make a philosopher's stone because I never had one. Also, I'm going to adjust my monitor because I'm looking the wrong way. I have them all on these really cool arms that I can adjust, like the tilt and the height and the angle and the location of like all three of my monitors. It's awesome. If I ever do an office tour, I'll show you guys. Okay, I need to make one mystical cauldron, which is going to be one tidal core. Oh no! I farmed all my mats for this. Hydrocore. Okay, so that's the first thing I need to do is a conversion. I need distilled water sold by inscription vendors. I can do that. So I crafted all the flasks to make my cauldron before I got the recipe. I didn't even think of looking to get the rank 2 recipe. I guess I can just sell the extra flasks, but I don't need them anymore. Oh no. Gotta love tunnel vision. Struggle with that too. Have you ever tipped the cup while drinking through the straw? Not while drinking, no, but if it's a tall, stable cup like this and it's sitting on the desk, it's fine, because even if I bonk the straw, I'm not going to knock over the mug. But if I have it in a really short mug, like a small coffee cup, I have in the past moved my arm over the cup, and because it's a rigid straw, I have knocked it over that way. But it's still a vastly inferior amount of overall beverage spilling related messes. Okay, I need some of these. Apparently not that many of those. That's fine. And I gotta move my camera a little bit because my cables are blocking my screen now. After I do every baking stream, I have to like fix everything because I had to move it all. But I don't care enough to try and get in the camera for that. All right, one greater mystical. Oh no, I need to do the. Gosh, I can't keep this straight in my head. Okay, one aqueous dilution. Good. I love the little profession areas actually, though. I love the way they set up, at least in Borealis. I haven't seen what it looks like in, or I haven't really taken a close look around in Desarlor, but I love the Borealis profession areas. They're so cute. Okay, we're doing one mystical cauldron. I'm gonna have some extra stuff, that's fine. And now I think I can, yeah, one Silas Sphere of Transmutation. We did all the dungeons. I have hella anchor weed because it was getting cheap, so I thought I would buy some and hang on to it. And now, just for fun, I want to see, okay, so I have about 150 Zenithid. I'm going to even buy a little more. So I'm going to go back to Stormwind. I'm going to use the sphere and see if I can get the thing. If I get the potion thing, we'll make a bunch of potions, and it'll be really fun to see if it procs a lot. That's just my idea of a party. But I probably won't get the thing I need. My favorite mage spec? I want to say Arcane, even though I've been playing Frost. I really like Arcane. I enjoy that it gets a good amount of complexity while not having that many buttons. I think that's really ingenious, and I like the purple of it. But Frost feels more... not even easy. Frost, to me, I feel like I'm not going to mess it up as badly. I don't know. Spillage is why I drink from travel mugs at my desk. Especially the ones that have lids with flippers that can close the hole. Oh yeah, I love that on the water bottle. I love that I can completely seal off my water bottle in between use, which I tend to because that's another thing I don't want to spill. Okay, so if I use the sphere, I got a Silas's Stone of Transportation. That's not what I need. All right, well, no proc party today. Perhaps next time. So other things, I'm done with time walking for this week. I guess I could do more to try and grind badges, but I've pretty much done what I wanted to do. Let's do one of these. Let's do one. Oh, no, I've already done one of those. Let's do two of these. I'll just do one at a time, actually. And one of these guys. One of these bad boys. This looks really boring, and I promise it's fun. And I've just been off-selling one of these. This is cheaper than what I paid for them by quite a bit, but I'm not convinced that Rust Bolt contract prices are going to go back up. And I'm sitting on 33 of them, so I should probably get rid of them while they're still worth, like, even something. I made enough profit back when they were going for more. Oh yeah, how are my Abyssal Heals doing? This is literally what I do all day. This is what I do all day. Ooh, they sold. That's right. Okay, so I'm going to post one at 10, and I'll throw the other 8 up there too. That's fine. And I'm going to put on my new staff because it's 385. All right, looking good. For lack of a idea that appeals to me more, I want to lock on my rogue and just kind of fly around and level it by looting stuff. Also, I put her in the heritage armor because my priest wasn't wearing it anymore, and I thought somebody should. Where do you get the recipe? The rank 2 mystical cauldron just dropped for me from a mythic dungeon. The transmutation sphere recipe, you have to do a quest line for it. So if you have Alchemy 150, you can pick up that quest from your Alchemy trainer in either Borealis or Desarlor. Is there an adorable Naga pet you can get in Naz? There are 2 of them. So there's Kelpfin and the Zangier Poker. Kelpfin is from the... oh, that's actually a good idea. I could work on that a little bit. Kelpfin is from the... Najatar pet meta, so you have to do, what's it called? Pet battles, Team Aquashock, yeah, so you have to do Najatar and Mecha-gon Safari and do all the fights. So I've done all the fights, but I'm missing a couple of wild pets that I should probably actually go look for at some point. maybe a little later in the stream. For now, I'm just really in a mood to chat with you guys and fly around and pick herbs and stuff. I think that because there's that Winter's Kiss daily up today, I might be able to get some good gold for Winter's Kiss. I don't have every rank 3 recipe on this character because she's still leveling, but she gets experience for this. You get 5k while you've got rested. And then after that, it'll be like 3k. But, you know, 116. I did a time walking on this one already, so she got a good amount of experience from that. That was nice. Up the river tends to be like the stereotypical herb farming spot, but I feel like because it's so well known, it tends to be cleaned out pretty often. Do you think we'll be able to get the bee mount in this patch? Not in this patch, no. I think they're going to add it. I think they really need to. But I bet you it's going to be an 825 thing. It has to be, right? Because there's not, it's like a... Is there going to be another... Oh yeah, there's going to be another raid tier. It could be 8-3. It's a three patch, like 3 major patch expansion cycle, right? They're going to do 825 and then 8.3 and then 8.35 and then the next expansion. I think that's the general plan. We'll find out more about it in BlizzCon. BlizzCon's starting to feel closer to me now. Like, now that it's going to be in August, September, October, November. I guess it's still 4 months. It's still like a good third of a year. But it's now that we're on, like, solidly into summer, it feels like it's a lot more real to me. Zarlor crafting zones are a little confusing, but also cute. Yeah, I remember that I had actually spent some amount of time in them because, I do have a mage, and she did do, like, at least the quests around there, but I never really dug around. The thing I really like about the Borealis area is everybody has, like, their little cubby, and they're just so well themed. They must have done that to Zarlor. They must give everybody their little cubbies. You can't deprive a good artisan of their cubby. I like the Gnome Heritage Armor. That is nice. The moving parts on it are really cute. So, like, the spinning of the goggles... I love that it's not just constantly rotating. I love the motion they gave it. I think that's really cool. And then if you want constantly rotating, that's what the shoulders are for. You've got the shoulder cogs that, like, interact with each other that are kind of fun. So this rogue does great until I aggro something. I guess I could vanish. That's always an option. But she has heirlooms in every slot, except I never got heirloom. I didn't upgrade my heirloom daggers because it was going to be kind of expensive. I didn't want to pay 10k to upgrade my heirloom daggers. So I've just been running around with the same 2 10s that I finished Legion in. And it worked great for killing stuff when I was level 110, 111, but these days, a little less so. Not quite so much. Hi Hazel, I have to do summer reading for my AP English class. Was wondering if you've ever read Catcher in the Rye or Into the Wild. Never read Catcher in the Rye, but Into the Wild was actually a book I really liked as a kid. I wasn't like a wolf girl, but between Into the Wild and White Fang, I definitely read the wolf books an awful lot. It's one of those books that's got a great story, but it's more about the experience. It's more about, like, the sensory things that they show you and getting sort of immersed in the environment that they put you in, but it's fun. Husband moved me to Frostmage because he said it was easier. Oh man, the way you phrase that makes me sound like it was like a management decision. Like, you know, word just came down from the raid. Looks like you're getting repositioned. I'm sure you had some choice in it, but it's funny. The key to choosing a book is to choose one that has a movie. I mean, there's some logic to that. There's generally, if a book is getting made into a movie, usually that means that it was either very good or very popular. Those things are often, but not always, lined up. You guys ever... I know a lot of people will read a book and then watch the movie, but you ever do it the other way around? I think the one that sticks out to me is I saw the movie for The Martian before I read the book. But when I read the book, I loved it. It was really good. The movie was fine. It was a good movie, but, like, the book really blew it out of the water. Do you plan on doing more live streams on YouTube? I'm going to continue for a bit. I think my endgame plan, I think having spent some time streaming on both platforms, I think I do want to eventually, I don't know quite when, but I do want to migrate my streams over to YouTube. I'll still have VoDs, on Twitch. I want to migrate the streams to Twitch. I'll still have VoDs on YouTube, especially for the Tuesday, Friday, and baking streams that we've been doing already. So if you don't like the Twitch VoD player, and I don't blame you, you won't have to watch it if you want to just catch the VoDs. I'm gonna die. I'm gonna vanish. I have that option. That's right. But yeah, I want to move into Twitch eventually. I was never a wolf girl, says the woman who lives with a mini wolf. I didn't pick him out though. I mean, I guess I kind of did, but like I met somebody who already had that dog. I didn't adopt that dog personally. I just adopted the man that had the dog, as it were. Although I didn't know about the dog when I was making those choices, so I guess I kind of picked him. Wasn't there supposed to be mount equipment that lets you pick herbs with any mount? What happened to that? As far as I know, that was never a thing. I can see how there may have been rumors about it because there is a mount that has that effect, so people might have thought they were going to take that effect and turn it into mount equipment. But to my knowledge, it was never on the PTR. It was never an actual thing. I have taken so very much damage. My potion's off cooldown though. That's good. Catching the Rye is really good. Had to do a book report on it. I went to the cat cafe right yesterday for my birthday. It was so fun and cute. The cats love to be petted, and the cookies were shaped like little cats. Oh, that's fun. Oh, man. Did the same thing, but I like the book better. Will you be uploading full live streams? Yeah, for Tuesdays and Fridays at least. I don't want to upload 6 full live stream videos a week to my channel because that's just gonna... It's just too much. But the ones that are already available as lives as VODs, I think I should continue, at least for now. As long as it makes sense to do so. The original mount that isn't affected by water walking, not that there would be a new mount effect. Exactly, yeah. So this mount that I'm on, and also the Sky Golem, which does the same thing, kept its ability to pick herbs without dismounting. It just does not benefit from mount equipment. If I tried to water walk in this one, it wouldn't work. Which is fine by me, since I can fly. Oh, man. I feel like, herbing for profit, I was kind of looking down on it for a while because, you know, most herbs have really fallen off the map in terms of their value. But anchorweed has held very strong, and I think it's going to continue to be strong for a while because you need so much of it for flasks and cauldrons, and people are getting back into raiding. And you can farm anchorweed so much faster than you ever used to be able to because you can just, like, fly through all the really dense areas and pick a bunch of it. I'm not going to worry about that one. I think it's probably star moss, like, under the bridge. Yeah. Not going to stress about that. Why do sky golems fly like they've had a few too many? Oh, man, I feel you on that. It's the same reason I don't really ride cloud serpents, but sky golems are definitely the worst for it. The fact that they cannot fly in a straight line. It's lucky for them that they can pick herbs, otherwise I would never, ever, ever be on one of these things. It's just nice experience. It's not the fastest ever. I could probably be leveling faster if I actually, like, got to questing. Although maybe not if I can't find any weapon upgrades. I kill things very slowly now. But, you know, you can make a little gold doing this. Can someone explain mount equipment to me? Sure, yeah. So there's a couple of different types of mount equipment. They're new items in 8.2, and they basically work like gems, giving you a character-wide bonus to all of your mounts. So you pick one of the things. You pick one type of mount equipment. The one that I use gives my mounts water walking. You pop it into your mount journal. There's a slot for it here in the bottom left that you can kind of see under my head. And then that's permanent. You don't have to renew it. There's no duration, and all of your mounts will benefit from that item. If you want to change it, you can, but it's like a gem. So the old one will be broken, and then you put the new one in. The different options, there is a water walking mount equipment. There is a parachute mount equipment that will give you a slow fall if you dismount in the air. There is one that prevents you from being dazed while you are on your mount. And there's also one that gives you a movement speed bonus. I've been selling those in my enchanter. They're called like light step hoof plates or something like that. I don't remember exactly what the movement speed bonus is, but that would be really good to have if you didn't need any of the other bonuses. Like maybe you play a class that already has water walking. You can get yourself the movement speed one and still benefit. Start a second channel for stream VODs if you don't want to overwhelm the main channel. I could do that, but the problem is that once I put something on a second channel, it's kind of like hiding it away to die. Like it'll never reach any of the people that might have wanted to see it in the first place. And if it's not content that I'm trying to grow my channel with, then it's just kind of a waste of time overall. Like I've for a long time toyed with the idea of having a second channel. I actually have it, it's just not really set up. For videos that I can't justify putting on my main channel, but people still ask for, stuff like fish care guides or like recipes and plant stuff, like I could do that, but I always tell myself I'll make some other types of videos once I catch up on gaming stuff, and it's never happened. Absolutely not ever. Does the normal to heroic trick work in all raids? No, I think it specific. No, you can lockout share in more raids than just ICC, but that one works because of the way that that Wrath lockouts worked. Honestly, I don't entirely understand it, but I know people told me you can't do it in Dragon Soul, and that's a big bummer. Same thing with like Siege. I know that when I go to farm Siege of Orgrimmar, I'm gonna have to actually farm it. But you can lockout share Ulduar. I'm gonna put together a video for that soon. Finally made it to the stream. Welcome, Rachel. How was your week? I am really ready for a weekend. It's going to be a little warm around here, but I can't complain because I know it's going to be really warm for large parts of the rest of the states. If you are on the general eastern half of the United States, especially the northeastern half, we're getting a mighty heat wave, and you know, try to keep your pets and grandparents alive. I try not to use the Sky Golem whenever I have the option. Yeah, I only ever ride it if I know I'm going to be picking herbs. And I have a special keybind for it. I have a modifier, so if I press my normal mount keybind, it's my normal mount. And then I have a modifier that puts me onto this one, because sometimes I do need it. But if I can avoid using it, like if I'm just doing an island, or I'm in a raid, or I'm like playing a character that doesn't herb, I'm 1000% not on this thing. It is actually really funny if you ride the Sky Golem into Bondo Big Block's junkyard on Mecha-gon, and that also reminds me, I haven't done any Mecha-gon yet today. I should do a little bit of that. But if you ride this thing into Bondo Big Block's yard, Bondo Big Block yells at you and he goes like, oh, look at that, it's a gnome riding a piece of goblin junk, or something like that. It's really funny. I know he has a few different yells depending on what mount you are. He has one for invincible, but he definitely bullies you for riding a Sky Golem. Ooh, Anchorweed. My week was okay-ish, been sick a lot from the heat. Yeah, it's rough, and it's gonna get worse before it gets better. We have a lot of, it's like, we're in the northwest, so we're not gonna get the worst of this particular heat wave. But we have a lot of concrete around here. There's like lots of parking lots, and everything seems to absorb heat. And, doesn't really, it makes it harder to cool down at night, because even after the sun goes down, all of the concrete is still dissipating all the heat that it absorbed, and makes it harder for it to actually recover. 115, I would die. Implying I'm going outside to deal with the heat. Yeah, if you have air conditioning, you can stay in. Definitely do that. If you don't, and you can see a movie, I know a lot of people that do that when it's really hot, because movie theaters tend to be air conditioned, and then you can kill like the hottest hours of the day. I have some friends that are definitely going for that. We used to board the dog at PetSmart. Like, when we lived in a place that didn't have air conditioning before this one, and it was going to be a really, really, like, dangerously hot day, what we would do is we would board the dog at PetSmart. So he was in an air-conditioned place. And then we would go to a mall. And we would just hang out at the mall like teenagers, despite the fact that we're very much not teenagers. And just kind of sort of shop, even though we weren't really shopping, and then, like, see a movie and just try and, like, spend as much time as possible within air-conditioned retail locations. Hello from Washington State. What's up, Bradley? I lived in Arizona. It got up to 118 Celsius. Celsius. Goodness. Amazed you made it out of that. If you walk in on a spectral tiger, Bondo says you have more money than sense. Oh, I'm going to need to try that. That's funny. That's funny. I think he has a good line about like a dead horse if you are on Invincible. What state are you in? We're in Oregon right now. I live in Oregon. I'm from Las Vegas and everything is burning. Where I'm from, we're used to the heat, so it's fine. I think part of what's going to make this particular heat wave really gross for people that are getting hit, which is kind of a lot of America, like a lot of Eastern America. It's very humid. It's like a really humid weather system. And it's not going to be cooling down at night, so it's going to get kind of cumulatively hotter and over time. What server do you play on? Do you ever do War Mode? Right now I'm just in Storm Rage Alliance. Our War Mode bonus is 30. I play on Lightbringer, and I never do War Mode no matter what the bonus is. You can't pay me. You can't bribe me enough to bring that kind of energy into my life. I don't even check the bonus. I don't even want to know. Oh, hey, I got the Winter's Kiss quest. Also, Anchorweed. Love that. I'm not getting full anchorweed harvest because this character has not done the quest for it, but that's okay. Hi from the Netherlands. Just enjoying the sun now that it came out. That's always nice. How do you guys like to spend, like, I know everybody says, you know, when it's nice out, it's summertime, go spend some time outside, but like that, I feel like that'll mean different things depending on who you are and what you like to do. For me, like this morning, and I always have sunscreen on because I'm a vampire, but and also it's, you know, just good healthcare. I spent a little time out on my balcony, and I'm always really self-conscious doing that because it's not a private place to be. There's like 100 people that could see you from their windows at any given moment. It's not great. But, you know, it's a balcony, and I just pretend that nobody can see me. And I'll sit out there, and I'll, like, fiddle with the plants. Like, I have these boxes of pansies and stuff that I will deadhead, despite the fact that they're really long past that. They've gone to seed. They've dried out and then held on, and then they look awful. But I'll sit out there with, like, a little pair of scissors and a little bowl to put the clippings into and, like, deadhead my marigolds and my pansies and check on the water levels of all the plants out there. And I feel like just, like, a little bit of light gardening is a really nice thing to do to get just like a little sun in the morning. You don't want to do that in the late afternoon. Also, I feel like there's a reason you don't want to water plants in the afternoon. I don't know if it's just because it's going to burn their leaves if you get water in their leaves. Maybe that's it. Change places with me. I miss summer so much. It's winter here and I'm sick for 2 weeks now. Oh no. Oh, that sucks. If war mode got to like 150%, I'd do it. Yeah, I don't know. I feel like they're trying to pay you to just walk into a bloodbath. It doesn't matter what the percentage is if I can't get anything done. I guess the one singular time that I turned war mode on, it was fine because I got it was fine because people kind of had an unspoken code of I won't mess with you if you don't mess with me. It took a while before anybody even tried to pick a fight, and I was streaming, which I feel like makes it inherently more dangerous. So maybe I should try it. Maybe I should be more open-minded. It doesn't feel like me. World PvP has never been my thing. I'm not against PvP. I'm against world PvP specifically. I never war mode. If I wanted a PvP, I'd have been on a PvP server. And that's what the beautiful thing about war mode is, that we can opt out of it. I like being able to do that, and I understand that they're trying to balance out the shards, and that's why war mode is such a big bonus. But I do feel like there's a little bit of pressure of like, oh, it's so good, you really should be doing war mode. And I just pretend it doesn't exist. Server mixing kind of killed the fun of world PvP. I feel like lately servers have been a little less mixed, at least for me. I'm constantly seeing Lightbringer folks, and mostly Lightbringer folks, at least in Mecha-gon. Mecha-gon and Najjar, I'm constantly seeing the same names. Like there was a person that I was competing with for an auction house market. I was like always undercutting their auctions and they would undercut mine. And I saw them, I was like, I moused over when I was fighting a Mecha-gon rare, and I realized I was killing a rare with them. Like, it's all the same people are just kind of around a little more. And maybe that's just me being crazy or just looking for an effect because I thought I saw it, but it's been kind of nice. I see my guildies everywhere. Alliance provides the blood for the Horde's bath. That's definitely what it's been like around here lately. People who like war mode have this dream where they win all the time. I mean, it depends on, like, there are people that can live like that. Like, if you are a experienced PvPer and you are set up for it, you know what your good talents are, you know what your good strategies are, and you're going one-on-one against somebody that doesn't know any of that, of course they're gonna win. I have a buddy that would flatten absolutely anybody, and probably pairs and trios of people, no question. Like, he can play in war mode and never ever lose, and it's just great. But that's not true for a lot of people. It's definitely not true for me. I never learned how to war mode. I never learned how to world PvP. Most of my PvP experience is healing, and that's not a very useful thing to be in world PvP. I feel like there's a lot of pressure with the essences and pets and mounts that are PvP only. I personally definitely feel like essences crossed a line. Mounts and pets, sure, fine. Especially if, and they don't usually, but especially if they had made them cageable, that would have been fine. But and like the mounts are very much, I'm not mad about that. That's like, gladiator mounts have always been a specific gladiator thing, and you kind of accept that you either are or are not that kind of player, and if you're not, then you just kind of write off hope and it's fine. It's like a neat thing that they have to recognize one of those really talented players. But like essences, a thing that I need that's not just cosmetic to actually live my life, I still don't agree with it. I'm still not happy about it. I know that Conflict and Strife, which is the one from Battlegrounds and PvP Islands, is a strong minor essence for Shadow Priest. I don't think it's top. I'm still figuring out which essences are good for me. There was a period in time when I thought I would have to grind it out, and I think I've changed my mind. I think I've decided even if it's good, I don't think I care enough. I'll just be a few % less good. I just won't do it. I don't want to. You can't make me. Play a tank with 500k HP. Most people leave me alone. How does he do that? I asked that myself about a lot of things he does. War mode owns if you're a Death Knight. Maybe I just need to be a different class. I feel like if you're, like you said, like a Death Knight or like a really, if I was a Demon Hunter that knew what I was doing. I have this weird fantasy about being a Demon Hunter that understands PvP on Demon Hunters. I don't know why, but I feel like because it's so new, I don't have any established history of a Demon Hunter, so I picked one up. Then I could learn it with the intent of learning it for PvP. I wouldn't have any existing habits to break. Maybe that's why that appeals to me. But it'd be kind of fun. Also, you get to like wear not that much. Okay, I got my rank 3 Winter's Kiss. Sick. I feel like I'm gonna keep flying around, try and get 117, and then I can hop on my priest and go to Mecha-gon. I'm pretty close to a few different types of achievements on Mecha-gon. I'm getting close to being done with the Strange Influences and Rest in Pistons, the rare and quest ones. I know I need Rusty Prince, and I think I can go do that today. I didn't realize that I needed to use the item to get to the other place without Chrome in order to fight him, and that's why I couldn't find him. So I'm probably going to try and do that today. Did used to enjoy a good old-fashioned Torrid Mill Social World PvP back in the old days. I think the only times I've ever had fun with World PvP, I was just like playing something else, and somebody hopped into, I want to say Discord, but it was probably Vent at the time, and was like, yo, there's a big battle going down, you gotta come help. So me and a bunch of other people would like log in to help with this developing battle, and obviously a lot of other people were doing the same thing, so everybody was getting their friends to show up. And I was healing, because that is how I like to PvP, but because it was a big battle and I was in a group with my friends, I had people to heal. And then I could actually actively like CC and strategize, and that was really fun, but that's the only time it's ever been fun. It was basically like a battleground that was happening around Goldshire. I've never seen that since, and it wasn't fun enough for me to really stress about trying to make it happen again. I need 2 for Rest in Pistons. Yeah, I'll check it out when I get back on. I know I'm actually missing a lot of the drill rig rares, so next time that drill rigs are up, I need to just camp them just to make sure I get those done. And then Rusty Prince for sure. For the quest, there's one more thing I need to do once the Explorers League quests are back up. That might take a little while. Oh, drill rigs are today? Okay, cool. I can camp that then. I got another quest to do for another gathering rank up. That's nice. Like those. This is another thing I can do, just flying around gathering stuff if I'm like procrastinating or I just need a good think. You ever have those times when you're like, man, I don't need to shower right now, but I could really just use a good think. You know, like you're feeling like a little bit frenetic or frazzled up in your head, and you just need some time to sort through everything. This is one of the things I really like to do with my hands, is just fly around and gather stuff, because then I'm also making gold, and I'm also leveling my rogue, but I can also sort through whatever's going on upstairs. Anything with friends is fun, though? True. Absolutely true. We once lured strangers in-game to the Deep Run tram. We once lured strangers to the Deep Run tram on Moonguard for an RP Moonguard Deep Run tram dance party. I was dancing on a bar. I don't remember why. It was at like 3 in the morning. It was at the end of a long night. And that was really fun. We like convinced a lot of people to go down there, and we were like talking with them, but like in RP. It was like an RP like nightclub. It was fun. Hello from Russia. Hello. How are you? I knit during those times. I used to really like knitting while watching TV, but also I wasn't quite good enough at it to do it effectively, and I would always drop stitches. I need to pay attention when I knit. Do it, Hazel, the Demon Hunter PvP thing. I always thought if I ever run out of stream content, that would be a good thing to work on. Because then there's kind of like a fun storyline. Because when I start out, obviously I'm going to be awful because I won't even know what the buttons do. But then, you know, you can practice and hopefully improve, and then everybody can be really excited when I get my 1200 threes rating. Oh, man. I would love the evil PvP experience. It's just never happened to me. The evil PvP experience. What's the evil PvP experience? I think I'm missing something. Warlock summons to the bottom of the ocean. Always fun. I've never had that happen to me. I've been flying around on the passenger mount of somebody else and had them fly up really high and dismount. I think somebody killed me with that at least once. But, it's been a long time. Hazel, what do you think I should do to be more active in a guild that I am in? Depends on what sort of things they already like to do, but if it's just, like, if they tend to ask for people for activities, like, if they'll pop in guild chat or Discord and be like, we're putting together a Mecha-gon run, or we're putting together a Mythic Plus, or we're doing a thing, and you can, like, volunteer when they're already looking for people, that's great, because then you know they already needed you, and there's, like, a preset structure. If it's, like, a less structured guild and they just mostly do social things, you can, I know some people like to gather and craft things for their guilds to, like, try and help ingratiate themselves, and I do agree that it's a nice thing to do, that a lot of, like, eager and earnest new guildies or new raiders will do for the guild, but I don't know if it actually makes a better impression. Maybe it does. Hello from Brazil. What's up, Matt? Let's see. Being on the aggressive side of PvP when you get in a group and fight and win. It's really fun. Threes, I feel like, is the perfect size. You feel like you're having a real impact. You feel like if you win, you earned it. And with 3 people, like, that's just a nice social size to hang out in, because it's, you know, 2s can be awkward depending on who you're with, but with 3 people, it's a lot easier to maintain a conversation. And it's just really fun. Okay, I should probably start heading back towards Borello because I'm gonna be 117 fairly soon. And then we can get on the priest, head out to Mecha-gon, see if we can clean up a few of the rares I need. I know I mostly use streams as just like a time to clean up extra WoW things that I never had time for during the day, but it works out really well. Secret for world PvP is never engage a paladin. Oh, I'll fight anybody. Maybe that's my problem. Maybe that's why I don't do well. But if somebody, like, attacks me, I don't care who it is. We're going. We're on. We're fighting now. I haven't killed Rustfeather yet today either, so I suppose I could camp for that. Trying to really engage my streamer luck for that one because I feel a long grind. Well, not a long grind, just like a large amount of camping coming in for that one. But I do want it. I don't want to give up on that. It would be neat to have the Junkheap Drifter before the end of the expansion. That's so weird. My guild, when you said popping up a Mecha-gon run, somebody in my guild chat said that. You should go. You should go. I'm going to need to try and get into a Mecha-gon run this weekend, probably. Yesterday, I was all jazzed to spend my Saturday cleaning out my office closet and, like, doing a big declutter and figuring out how to organize it and, like, really going in on it. But I've been really tired today and, like, kind of exhausted. And now I kind of want to just, like, sleep in and not do much. Maybe I'll get my mojo back tomorrow and I'll actually want to do it. But it needs doing. It's sad in there. The camera zoomed out for stream, or a gnome's just that small. My camera is my in-game camera, now that I've figured out this is what we're talking about. I do play with camera zoomed out. I use an add-on called MaxCam to extend the distance to the maximum available in the game. And I just do that because I like being able to see more around me. I feel like it's more comfortable for raiding particularly. Every now and then your camera will be like stuck in a wall and that sucks, but I am just generally, I feel claustrophobic if I'm zoomed in too far. I can't play like this. It's too much. Especially if I'm on a sky golem, it'll also kind of make me motion sick. I always take dying quite personally. Oh yeah. That'll tilt you pretty quick. That'll tilt you pretty quick. Oh boy. Okay. Oh, that's nice. I didn't have to actually do anything. I just got to turn that in. Fun. Let's pop over to the priest. Need to do the Mecha-gon run to finish the achieve. Oh, is that the last thing you need? You're way ahead of me. I need so many more things for the meta achievement. Maybe there is hope if people are like getting close to finishing it already. Can't kill Rustfeather because if I get them out before my husband, it might end my marriage. Oh no, he water pressures his shirt for years. I mean, what if you just don't tell him? What if you just like only ride it when he's not around? Although I guess then you could like come across you one day when you're just out in the world and be like, "What's that? What are you riding?" Don't mind the 70 linen bracers. I sent those to myself to disenchant because I was crafting them for expulsum because I needed a bunch of expulsum on my mage to do the thing. And then I got my expulsum really early, so I didn't need the rest of them. The robot mount is from the Remember to Share achievement for collecting 300 unique toys. This is the toy collecting mount. There's a very similar one that is blue lights. That is the Sky Golem. That one is a Miss Pandaria engineering crafted mount. Does the same thing. Available in the auction house. Either one. I have both, but I like the lumber extractor, which is the green one I ride around because less people have it, so I feel cooler. Do you consider a hummingbird cam? No, just because it would be really tough to set up, and also because it's on the exterior of my home. But yeah, because the feeder is like close to the window, whenever I'm looking at the hummingbird from inside, it's always backlit because the sun is outside. It's just where it stays. And I want like really cute hummingbird pictures, but I would have to be on my balcony looking towards my apartment, which means I would be very close to it, which means I don't know if it would want to come that close. I would need to like sit there for a long time. I did go. We're assembling a squad now. Fun. What's worse, a guild too small or a guild that's too big? Regularly Reaps members has groups within itself. If by Reaps members you mean remove inactive members, I think that's fine. I also think it's fine for guilds to have cliques. I feel like any good mid-sized guild is going to have a few different groups. As long as they interact with each other when, like, now and then. Like, our group definitely has different groups of friends. Like, some of them live closer to each other in the world. But we all get together for raid nights, and then we'll all mix and match as needed for, like, dungeon groups and stuff. But there are cliques for sure. I think that a big guild is better than a small guild, just because if your guild is too small and you can't field a group for anything, you're constantly pugging stuff, that can be really stressful. Closet cleaning stream could be stream gold. I kind of toyed with the idea of doing either a video for it, because I watch a lot of cleaning content. I consume lately. I haven't been watching much YouTube, but the YouTube I have been watching is just videos of people cleaning out, like, their extra rooms and closets and stuff like that. So I thought about doing it, but one, a lot of that stuff has my address on it, so it'd be a real nightmare in editing to make sure I don't dox myself. And secondly, it's pretty embarrassing. It's pretty bad. This whole situation is, like, kind of cute and fairly clean. And, like, it doesn't just look clean. Like, I actually dust that cupboard, and I actually, like, wipe down the couch if I get, like, splattered fish water on it. Like, I keep this pretty nice. I vacuum it every week, twice a week sometimes. But the closet's a different story. It's like Monica's closet from Friends. I need to deal with it. I'm really excited to figure out how I'm gonna organize it, because I want to set it up with like some closet organizer, some things, so that I can actually find stuff in there, because I can never find stuff in there. The only thing I can find is my lighting setup that I pull out for the stream, because it's like on top. Everything else, like, there's a lot of stuff I could stand to get rid of, and there's other stuff that I would probably use if I could get to it. Oh, that's nice. I could probably do that. Oh, no, I don't need to. I'm exalted with Rust Bolt. What do I care? Also, I'm just going to DE these bracers before I forget, because my bags are kind of full. Nice. Dis? What do you mean? I don't play Dis. That's probably not what you were asking. I'm confused. Have you ever used a K-cup maker for tea? Never. It seems really wasteful. It seems like really, really trash heavy. And tea is not difficult to make without it. I don't really understand the concept. I guess, like, if the maker is just boiling water and you're just using regular tea in, like, a reusable thing, that's fine. But it's also not that hard to just make tea in a pot. As long as you can, like, heat up water, you're kind of there. Solo guild. Nice for bag space. Rubbish for group guild achievements. Yeah, I'm not too much of a WoW hoarder. I've never really felt the need for a bigger bank. Usually if my bank is getting full or my bags are getting full, it's a good sign I need to go through and get rid of some stuff. Be honest, I don't watch your streams for the content. I watch them for you, so a cleaning stream would be fun. I might not be fun on a cleaning stream. I don't think I would do it on stream. I feel like the computer building stream was a mistake. I'm glad I did it once so I could find that out and learn that, but it was not necessarily something I ever want to do on stream again. Tetley, now you're making me want to clear up my closet. It's a health hazard. I've been slowly working my way through my apartment, like making over individual spots. Like my makeup drawer is pristine now. I got rid of everything I don't use. Everything I do use is in these nice little bags, like these little zip bags that are really cute. And I can find things and grab things so easily, and it's really easy to keep it clean because everything's organized. And I want to do that to everything because as I go through the process of fixing up my apartment, I feel a lot better. It just takes off a lot of passive stress that I didn't know I'd been living with. So I want to do it for everything. And the more I do it, the more I realize how bad some of these areas have gotten. So I need to do my clothes. There's a lot of clothes that I have that I don't wear anymore that I would feel bad for getting rid of, but I should because I don't wear them. I own a lot of things that don't fit me. Are these bracers bringing me joy? No. Disenchant. Okay, so what am I here for? Let's establish some goals because I've been flying around doing nothing. I guess actually if I'm just going to AFK thinking about my life, I should do that on Rust Feathers Hill. I like the computer building stream. I watch the VoD, but I'm really into tech and all that stuff. I feel like the computer building stream definitely lost me some points with the tech crowd. I did a well enough job. The computer still works. It turned out. But everybody has preferences as to how to do things, and I am an amateur. I'm definitely not a professional, so... Oh, wow, that's not a good sign. Okay. Okay. Oh, there's a quest up here, though. Oh, do I need it, though? Let's see. So, Mecha-gon is a cute name for the meta achievement, and that's why I remember it. Mecha-gon. The thing that I want to do on stream, at least, is try and do the alternate reality stuff. Because I've never done that, so I might need help. Rest and Pistons. So I still need Rusty Prince. So I know Rusty Prince is alternate reality. I believe that Doppelgang is the pressure relief valves, and I have at least 2 of those somewhere. Spark Queen Pimp is tied to a quest being up. I don't know when that's up. I'll have to keep an eye out for that. But then the other ones I'm pretty sure are drill rigs. So I should try to do Rusty Prince. I should try to at least get into alternate reality Mecha-gon and do the thing. Because there's like a few things I have to do for it, I think. I need to make myself an armored vault bot key before I go. Hi Hazel, hi chat. First time managing to catch you live. Welcome, Avaria. How you doing? Happy Friday. I play Goblin. I have never used my racial more than in Agitar and Mecha-gon. Oh yeah. This place is like a clutter heaven. This is weird. I watched Tidying Up. My sock drawer is amazing, but that's as far as I got. Yo, my sock drawer is amazing. I haven't seen Tidying Up yet, but I bought on the Amazon Prime Day sale like these cloth boxes for organizing your sock drawer, and they fit perfectly in my cheap IKEA furniture. And my sock drawer is pristine now, but the rest of my drawers suck. I need to get rid of some shirts for sure, and maybe get some new pajamas. Maybe it's time to throw out some pajamas that have like really lived their best life a long time ago. And, yeah. Oh, yeah. Because I'm exalted and this quest is up, I can do this quest, the scanning thing, and then do another quest, and then, like, buy a Saffronetta thing, I think. I think that's up. I may have to do some of this off stream because I'm a few IQ points smarter once I'm not streaming anymore, and I may need that extra in power. But for right now, I'm going to craft an armored vault bot key. I'm going to craft the thing, the time displacer. Alright, armored vault bot key. Well, let's see, 1 personal time displacer, or 3 of them, that's fine. Vault bot key, good. And then I use the time displacer, and I get an alternate future Mecha-gon. And then I do the daily, and then I can do Rust Bolt, because I also need the Be Kind Rewind. Excuse you. That's why. I also need Be Kind Rewind, which is, I think, after you do Rusty Prince. I think I have to do this quest first. Adapt. I think I have to do this first. I'm very confused. Just got the Junkeep Drifter from Rust Feather. Congrats! That's awesome. Ciao Hazel, Chat, and Chen. See you later, Joe. Take a Vault Bot key. Okay. Got that. They don't need to be all yours. Ask if somebody else has the third piston. Okay. I'll try and remember that when I get to there. Yeah, I heard you could group up for them. Maybe I should do that on stream, because maybe some of you have them. Try drawer dividers, life-changing. I need them for everything now, and I don't know... Like obviously for a sock drawer, the smaller boxes work great because all the things you're storing there are small, but for like... I keep shirts... I have like 3 more drawers, and there's shirts, pants, and pajamas, and for those I would need probably much larger things. Like a box doesn't make sense, but you said drawer dividers. I'll have to look into that. I also want drawer organizers for like the bathroom drawers and the rest of the kitchen drawers, because they're just filled with stuff, and they're not very usable. Streaming reduces int by 10. It really does. It really, really does. I can't quite explain it, but I noticed things that I had done that I had no idea I was doing, like after when I'm checking back on my stream VOD and stuff. How's Priest right now? Haven't played in 4 months? I think it's pretty good. I feel good. I am definitely competitive when I do group content, especially raids. There's a few fights in Eternal Palace that are multi-target, and we do really well on those. Anybody know what happened with Trade Chat? If you mean the YouTuber, I believe that she just streams on Facebook now. She had a tweet recently where she was talking about why she doesn't make YouTube videos anymore, but she's still active on her Facebook stream. Be Kind Rewind just gave me the nostalgia blockbuster video flashbacks. Oh, yeah. You can do the same time. Rusty Prince is separate to the other place quest. Okay. Dope. Okay, so where do I find him? Where is he? How do I do it? Do I need help? Only there when Chromie isn't up. So that's today. I used the item to get here. I don't think Chromie is up today. Didn't know Facebook had a streaming service. Yeah, I know they have one because they had people that were trying to recruit for it. And they asked me, and I laughed for a really long time because I'm already on a niche streaming service. I'm not trying to go more niche. Oh, okay, there's Arachnoid's actually up. I can kill him in this timeline, yeah. Can I solo it? Is it gonna be okay? What happens? Am I? Well, let's make our mistakes, shall we? The entire first page of Top Heroic parses for Zakul and Queen's Court or Shadow Priest right now. Sick. Oh, this is gonna be bad. That's a problem. Maybe I should leave. Maybe I should run away. What does niche streaming service mean? In this context, it means it's not Twitch. Twitch is definitely for gaming streams, absolutely the most popular and best established platform. Okay, I found VaultBot. I want to open VaultBot after Rusty Prince, or does it matter? Rusty Prince is over here. I see his icon. Can I solo him, or will I once again need help? Or are people doing it? So nobody's doing him. He only has 1.3 mil. I bet I can solo him. Rusty Prince first. Okay. Fingers crossed you get them out. I don't think I'm getting anything from Arachnoid right now. I don't think I can kill him on my own. This seems like I could probably do it. Oops. Well, it's fine. Let's do this. I'm going to try and finish off the giant so that I at least only have one thing punching me, because I can reasonably do that fairly quickly. And I'm also going to remember to... oh, no, I don't have the memory bank quest. That's right, because Chromie's not up today. Okay. I really like these Mecha-gon bracers that reset my most recently pressed buttons. It's really handy in Void form to just get like a free Void Bolt and Shadowward Void cooldown reset. Oh, hey, somebody's here. Solo Rusty Prince as long as you can interrupt his heal. Oh, that one. Okay, good. I'm glad somebody else did it because I was absolutely reading chat. Call up for others. Will they come in alternate timeline though? I'll make sure I'll save my silence for nanobot repair. I'll also save my stun just in case this paladin's Hodge is not back up yet. Got it. And then my cyclotronic beam is back up, so we can do that. I could have purged that, but it's okay. It's gone. Kind of hungry. I think I'm going to try and make sushi for dinner. I need to learn how to use my Instant Pot. And I've heard it can make rice, so I should try that. I'm gonna try and make rice. It's actually written on my board. I have a list of things I have left to do today, and that's number 3, is try and learn how to use my Instant Pot. I don't know what to do. Okay, so I killed Rusty Prince. I looted him. I got nothing, and now I go open Vault Bot. Is that right? Oh, he full heals? Ew. Okay. What if this other person opens Vault Bot? Is that a problem? Am I stealing it? Is this okay? I'm just gonna click on it. No, get the quest? Oh, rip. What if I don't loot that? From the follower you have. I don't have a follower. Do I loot it or not? You do the first daily first? You guys told me I could do them separately. Oh well, there's lots of days I can do this on. I crafted 3 of the time displacers, so it's fine. I can come back tomorrow. I don't have to get this done today. Rip. Okay. Well, whatever. It's fine. Pretty sure you can do them in any order? Oh. Alright, well, I'll finish the other quest. And see what happens. I'll finish the adapt, improve, overcome thing. This is what I get for thinking I can just, like, not read the Wowhead guide. It's like, I'll be fine. I'll just wing it. It'll be cool. No worries. Oh, man. First 2 quests, then Rusty Prince, then second quest, then open Vault Bot. How on earth is anybody ever supposed to figure this out on their own? Like, if they're trying to get the meta achievement, they're trying to do it, like, without looking things up. How the hell do you figure that out? Oh, man. Thin crust pizza and soup for dinner? Stop. What mount do you find yourself using all the time for flying, not counting the one you're using now? I went through a phase of using the parrot when I first came out. Lately, I've been doing... What have I been doing, actually? I have a lot of ground mounts, but not a ton of flying mounts. For a while, I was pulling out, like, Hogrus because he's nice and small. What expansion did you enjoy Shadow Priest most? Legion, but first patch Legion. First patch, Emerald Nightmare, Surrender to Madness Shadow Priest. That was the most fun I've ever had, possibly in my life. It was wild, especially on Twin Dragons. Goodness gracious. You could do such insane things, but only if you didn't get hit with the sleep. Because then if you did, you died. It was like so high stakes. It was really fun. I'm pretty sure I just winged it and did it in random order and it worked out. Hopefully it can. I'm gonna find out. Stuffed crust pizza? That I've never tried. I've never tried stuffed crust pizza. I feel like it looks better than it will be. But maybe that's not true. You're making me want pizza. I already said I was making sushi. I gotta make rice. I can't order pizza. Maybe tomorrow. Keto pizza for dinner? How does keto pizza work? What do you do for the crust? You do like cauliflower or something? I know some people make like a cauliflower pizza crust. Stuffed crust pizza is awesome. It always looks great in commercials. From back when I used to watch TV with commercials, but like most things look great in commercials. Like food photographers and like food. There's a word for people that like prep food to be photographed. It's like a very specific, very weird profession for like commercial use. They're very good at what they do. It's very frightening. It also tastes great. Food is always good when it's stuffed with another food. Is that always true though? Is that always true? I'm pretty sure there's foods you can stuff in other foods that you really shouldn't. Okay, I can turn this in now. Joseph's lavash bread? Let's see. Food photography is fascinating. I love the artistry behind it and all of the fake stuff. Just finding out like how they make certain things work just boggles my mind. Also, now that it was pointed out to me that cereal on cereal boxes is like on top of a very opaque looking milk, I realized of course that looks stupid. It doesn't look like that at all. But it would look weird if they did it the normal way. Okay, so now that I've turned that in, I have another quest up here, and I think this is because I'm... Let's see. So she wants the final act for Bondo Big Block, which I think I have done before, but that's okay. And then Be Kind Rewind. Okay. From the Vault Bot. So do I have to go get another Vault Bot key? Can I loot it again for the quest item? Or should I just do this tomorrow? Oh no, it won't be up tomorrow. It's a daily. Turns out killing Rusty Prince first was fine. Looting Vault Bot might have been a problem. You know what? The Vault Bot key was not that expensive. I'm just gonna make one. I'm just gonna use an extra thing. You can definitely only do it once per day. Okay. Yeah, alright. I'll do it tomorrow. It'll be fine. Whatever. Okay. What can I do then? Let's leave alternate time. Let's go camp a drill rig. You said all drill rigs are up? All drill rigs? I need lots of them, but I guess I can just camp any given one of them. Am I in general / join general? I feel like I never make it to them in time. You found out. Oh, if you have another vault bot, you can just redo to get the third thing. Yeah, I'm just going to do it all on another day now that I know what I'm doing or how to do it. Okay, so this is definitely not up. Maybe I should just learn where they are so I can check them. Because I need quite a few. I guess I can track this now. I need Gear Cruncher, Big Tusk, Klepto Boss, Caustic Mecha Slime. Is Klepto Boss a, is he a, what do you call it? Drill rig dude? The mod showing all the rare stars is Tomcat's Tours, which is a add-on to Handy Notes. He's a drill rig? All of those are drill rig bosses? He's underground? Okay. Well, that would explain why I don't have them. I feel like once I get this achievement done, it's gonna feel a little more doable to me. Like right now, when I look at the Mecha-gon meta achievement, I feel very overwhelmed. And I feel like it's hard to just pick a spot and start working on it. But if I can get outside influences and pistons done, then I feel like it'll be easier for me to turn my attention to the other ones and sort of sort out what I want to do. He can drop a pet, drill rig 88 something. They share a timer. Okay. Harvester is up in the alternate timeline. I found I couldn't solo him. He was up, but I didn't I didn't ask if anybody was around, but also nobody was there. Okay. Well, I'm overwhelmed. This often happens when I go to Mecha-gon. I thought it was going to be easier once I finished my Mecha-gon rep, but clearly that's not the life I live. One pops will be 30 to 60. Okay. Yeah, maybe I'll just leave myself logged in here and then just check it every now and then. I need to edit the vlog to get it out because I didn't do that before stream, so I should probably go get started on that. Thank you guys for watching. I do not stream tomorrow. Saturday is my day off, but I'll be back Sunday morning on Twitch. 10 a.m. We do like a Sunday morning stream. It's always a lot of fun. So twitch.tv/hazelnuttygames. If you have not followed there yet, I strongly recommend it. I am looking to slowly migrate streams eventually to there. That's the plan. So thanks for watching, and I hope you have a wonderful, wonderful day.